Welcome back to the conversation. I appreciate that you are here. I am going to quickly introduce myself and then I'm going to jump right into this topic. This is something that is near and dear to my heart. Self-Publishing 101, empowering authors to take control. I am an author, teacher, book coach, and motivational speaker. My name is Latasha L.T. Jimerson. I have recently started calling myself an author coach because I coach authors through the entire process of getting their book done. And so a little bit about me, if you're just now learning about my voice and my face, welcome. I am so happy to be in this space. I was a high school history teacher by trade for 20 years. I taught English and psychology, government, and finance was my favorite class to teach. I did that job for about 20 years until I discovered that I had a passion for writing. And so I wrote my first book in 2017. I started coaching clients in 2018. And my life has never been the same. I've never looked back. This is 2024, and I want to invite you and welcome you into a whole brave new world of self-publishing. More and more and more authors are choosing to go this route because they are able to keep creative control over their works. When I first published my book in 2017, I didn't know anything about writing, publishing, selling, marketing. I didn't know any of this. So today I want you to lean in and listen. I want you to grab your pen and your paper, and I want you to write down, there are going to be 10 things for you to take control over as you walk through your publishing process, okay? These are 10 things that I recognized as I've gone through the process of publishing my 8 books on my own. 2 of those books are book collaborations that I wrote a chapter for with another group of people. I've helped 50 people publish their own books through the self-publishing journey and process. And I have created over 25 online courses. I have an entire curriculum for my coaching program. And I have a workbook that goes with my courses. And I love what I do. My YouTube channel, if you guys are watching this on my YouTube channel, it is literally called Self-Publishing 101, and it has lots of videos, I think over 100 videos on self-publishing, the parts of the process and the things that you need to do to continue to maintain control over your art. Okay, so let me just go ahead and jump right into these 10 steps or 10 things that you need to keep on your mind, in the forefront of your mind, as you walk yourself through this self-publishing journey. Self-publishing, the word itself, it's a compound word. So it's the publishing process, but it's self-guided. It really should be self-guided or self-directed, because that's really what it is. You are publishing your book by yourself, on your own, but you also get to oversee the entire process. So you are not bound to do this process by yourself. You can absolutely hire people to come in and take over certain pieces as you walk through this process. So I want to give you these 10 things, and they are in order. You got to follow these 10 things in sequential steps. So you got to do number 1 before you can do 10, okay? All right, so let's get into this. So number 1, the very first thing that you need to take control over as a self-publishing author is you need to take over the brainstorming process. Whatever that looks like for you, you must sit down and you must take at least 7 to 10 days to flush out ideas on paper, writing by hand, old school. You must take all of the thoughts that are here and you must flush them out onto paper. That is the brainstorming process. You need to make sure that you get all of your ideas out. And when you feel like, okay, all the ideas are out. I feel relieved. Now what's next? Okay. The next part of the process is the outlining process. So now you're going to take all of these scattered ideas that are kind of like puzzle pieces laid out on a table. Now you're going to start putting those ideas together in a very structured, organized outline. Okay. The outline is going to save your butt. It is going to be your guiding light, your anchor, your North Star, your compass, your navigation GPS. It's going to guide you down the path where you want to go. Because remember, you started with brainstorming. So all of these scattered ideas they're gonna come together, but you're gonna have to make them fit. And so just like doing a puzzle, you would do the frame, right? The puzzles are normally like a rectangle or a square. So you would do the frame first to give you a structure, and then you would start filling in the middle of the puzzle and go all the way out. Okay, that's the strategy to get your puzzle done efficiently and in a timely manner. Now, after you've done your brainstorming and you've done your outlining, then you're going to do your drafting. Okay, the first draft, I always call it a sloppy copy. It is a hot freaking mess. It looks like garbage. Okay, and that's okay, because you're taking all of that gobbledygook out of here, you're putting it into an outline, but the outline is still not perfect. The outline is just something that's going to give you a checklist of, oh, I got to make sure I hit this and this and this and this and this. Okay. Now, if you're the kind of person who you're like, you know what, I don't even know what you're talking about with this outline. What do you mean outline? If you have no idea, you've never used an outline before, you don't know how to structure and organize your thoughts, that's why I'm here. I've created that as a tool for you. And it is a part of my program. It's a part of what I teach. And so let me know in the comments below if you struggle with taking these ideas out of your mind, getting them onto the paper, and flushing them out into an outline. That is the first part of what I do when I work with my clients on getting their books done. And my clients get their books done in 90 days or less with minimal stress because of this outline. It's that powerful. Okay. I have clients that write their entire book in 30 days, 20 days, 5 days. I just had several authors publish their books in 5 days. And I mean, that's from start to finish, from idea to brainstorm, to outline, to drafting, to publishing, the entire process. So it really depends on your motivation. It depends on your target audience. It depends on how fast do you want this process to be done. And you set the speed. Okay? You set the timeline for that. All right, I've already said a lot. I've already said a ton. So if you have questions, now is the time to go ahead and put your questions in the chat. And I'm only on number 3. So we've talked about brainstorming, outlining, and drafting. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to put up a banner for you. And I want you to send me a message. I'm going to type up here what to send me. Send me a direct message that says book. Send me a direct message. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this across the bottom so it can scroll. There we go. Okay, send me a direct message with the word book in quotes. Okay, What that tells me is that you were here today, you watched this training, and you have a book and you're ready to get it out. Like you're done playing, you're done researching, you're done doing all the homework. And now you're finally ready to get serious and set up a timetable and actually finish this book in 2024. It's July 2024. We're on the third quarter. So this is the final stretch. Whatever goals, whatever aspirations, dreams, whatever you wanted to do in this year, you have to start it now or you won't get it done until next year. And if you don't get it done before the end of this year, you're going to be very discouraged, very disappointed, and you probably will never do it in your life. I'm just keeping it real. I was pregnant for 12 years with my book. 12 years. And I had a friend to just do a pattern interrupt and wake me up and say, hey, we had the conversation. And I was like, I wasn't ready for the conversation. So I waited 12 years, and I called her back and I said, I have a book. Will you edit it for me? And she was like, sure, no problem. And I was like, I felt kind of dumb because here we were in 2005, and she told me to write a book, and I waited until 2017, and I was really embarrassed because I was like, why did it take me so long to do this? So I don't want you to be pregnant for 12 years and be uncomfortable and frustrated and angry with yourself and deal with all kinds of health problems, right? All because you stuffed down your dream. And I'm talking to you. I'm calling you out. If you're a woman over 40 and you've already had a beautiful, luxurious career for 20 years, you've already raised children, you're an empty nester, or you're like me, you're suddenly single, right? And you've got a lot of time on your hands. And you're like, you know what? What have I done for me? What have I done for me? Like, where's my cup? Do I have a cup? Do I get to have a cup? Yes, you do. If you know a woman over 40 who's an entrepreneur, she's got a business, she serves people, but for some reason she keeps putting herself to the back burner, you need to bring her into my world and share this video with her, because this conversation is for her. My expertise is helping women over 40 who are entrepreneurs and serve everyone else except for themselves. They've got this dream in the back of their mind of becoming an author and getting on stage and selling books and sharing their message and helping people, but they're just not doing it because they're so busy doing what's familiar, which is taking care of everybody else. And so I'm here to pattern interrupt, disrupt their whole world, shake them up, and get them to realize that if they don't get it done now, it's never. If you don't write your book now and you don't publish your book now, it will be never. This video is confirmation. If you're still watching this video, this is confirmation. You don't need any other confirmation. You don't need a sign. You don't need a symbol. Here we are. And I say we because I have a thriving author community. And at this point, we're at about 800 members. From my books that I produced myself, 2017 to 2019, 2020. And then I helped 50 people publish their books. And guess what? They have gone on and they've helped people publish their books using the process, the system, and the framework that I have created over the years to help people with this process. See, it's going to be a standardized process. The industry is going to come together and it's going to become organized and it's going to be more structured. And things are going to level out over the next decade because we see in the market, there's a huge discrepancy between the quality books that are being put out and the lesser quality books. There's a huge discrepancy, there's a gap, but you don't have to worry about that because the market will take care of itself and the demand will continue for high quality books that are good content, that provide value, impact, and transformation. So you don't worry about that. The market will straighten itself out. In the meantime, you need to take control. That's what this is all about. Self-Publishing 101, empowering authors to take control. That's what we're doing with these 10 steps. All right, so let's continue. I already took you through number 1, which was brainstorming. Number 2 is outlining. Number 3 is drafting. And number 4 is editing. Now, I highly suggest that you not edit your own book. I've done it 4 times, and every single time it was an epic fail. It was a mistake. I will never do it again, ever in my life. I will always hire someone to edit my work because you don't know what you don't know and you can't see what you can't see. And when your brain is reading through your manuscript, you're actually not reading, you're thinking, and you're remembering what you meant, and you're giving yourself a pass. Don't do that. Your editor is not going to give you a pass. So number 4, you can still control the editing process, but I want you to hire someone, and I want you to pay them well. How much does it cost for an editor? In this world right now that we live in, on this market, a good quality editor is going to cost you anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500. Yes, you heard me right. $1,500 to $2,500 for a quality editor for a standard book of about 120 pages. Go do your research, Google it, and look it up. Most professional editors, and I'm talking about people who do this for a living, professional editors will charge you either by the page or the word count. And many of them will throw the formatting in there for free. Some of them will not. So you will need to take an edited manuscript and take it to someone else for the formatting. The formatting is how pretty it looks on the page. The margins, the tab, how it sits on the page number, the table of contents, right? If you have a source page in the back, if you've got footnotes at the bottom, that's the formatting. Sometimes it's 2 separate people. Sometimes it's 1 person. Okay, so you can control the editing process by making sure that you've set aside a budget to hire a quality editor. Okay, and how long does the editing process cost, or how long does the editing process take? Anywhere from 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, up to a year. It all depends on you and how much you're paying. If you're not paying your author appropriately, your editor appropriately, it can take them forever because they're putting your manuscript next to all the other manuscripts of people that are paying them much higher rates. So please do not get into this situation where you're looking around the market and you're trying to find the cheapest editor. If that's your situation, you need to wait until you have enough money to be able to get an editor and have a quality edited book. The worst thing you can do, and I've done this 4 times. Why didn't I just learn the first time? Because I needed to learn it for your benefit. I created 4 separate books and I published them into the world and I edited them myself. And now I go back and I'm like, why did I do that? Well, because I was impatient and I was overzealous and excited and super cheap. And I just wanted to get something out right away. And I did it, and okay, it's done. But now when I produce work, I always get an editor. to go through it as an extra set of eyeballs. And I am a professional editor, and I still have an editor that edits me. So do not try to be your own editor. That's the worst mistake you can have in your life. Okay. Number 5, you control the revision process. So once you get your edits back from your editor, you get to decide which of those edits do you want to keep, which do you not want to keep, which ones do you want to ignore altogether. That's up to you. I highly, 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 highly recommend that you also take that edited version and choose a group of beta readers so that these beta readers can give you more feedback, and they can see things that the editor didn't even see, because the editor may or may not be a part of your target audience. Your beta readers are a part of your target audience, and this is a part of the process and the system that I use to help people get their books done quickly, efficiently, quality, so that this is a product that serves you for the rest of your life. You only create this product one time. You create it one time. You do this process one time, and then it pays you for the rest of your days. And then when you pass away, it pays your children. If you set up your book business the right way, then it will pay your family when you're gone. Okay? So that is, we went over brainstorming, outlining, drafting, editing, revising. Okay? The revising part is where the beta testing takes place. That's step 5. Okay? Number 6 is the cover designing. And yes, you need to hire a person to take care of your cover design, because you are the author. You are not a graphic designer. So please don't try to be your own editor, and don't try to be your own graphic designer, because it will end up looking like a hot mess, like many of my books in the beginning. And they're still on the market. You can go look them up. Many of my books just came out looking like a hot mess, because I thought that I could do every single part of this process, because it's self-publishing. Well, you don't want to do everything yourself. You want to monitor everything yourself, and you want to invest in everything yourself, but you do not want to do the work. You don't want to perform the task. You want to hire contractors, freelancers, and you can literally go to different places and hire people just to do a part of your process. Okay. You can easily get an editor to just do the editing piece. You can easily hire a cover designer just to do the cover designing piece. And that's fine. Okay. You're still in control. You still manage the process, but you're allowing other people to use their expertise, and you're leveraging it. Okay. All right. So number 7 is marketing. Okay. You are in control of your own marketing as a self-published author. Now, what's the first part of marketing? Do you start this when the book is done? No. You start marketing on day 1. You start finding out who's your target audience. You think about this. You write this down as a part of your brainstorm. Who's in your target audience? Where do these people hang out? What language do they speak? Okay. Marketing is all about language. It's all about messaging. And if you don't say the right thing, you're not going to get the right people. Okay. So for those of you that are watching me right now, thank you. I appreciate you. You are probably an aspiring author, because those are the folks that I tend to attract, right? You are probably also someone that is an expert in your field, and you want to use your book to serve more people. That's generally who I attract. And you are probably, like I said before, a woman over 40 who's an entrepreneur, already done a career, been there, done that, already raised children, been there, done that. looking for another challenge, as we do all the time, right? Because we just want to see how far we can push ourselves and what we can do next. So you're here because that's who my marketing speaks to. Mostly female entrepreneurs, mostly women who are already on stage, already serving clients, but don't have a book product yet. And that's the missing piece. That's the missing part of the puzzle for your entire business and brand, right? So number 7 is all about marketing. And the marketing starts on day 1, like I said, but it also needs to be included on the back cover description of your book. That's a huge opportunity to market. So you're not just going to say, oh, this book is about da, 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 da. No, you're going to use marketing language to tell people who it's for, what problem it solves, and why they need it. Right? So you might need to hire a copywriter to do the back cover description of your book to make sure that it actually gets to the people that it's supposed to get to, so that when they're searching, your book pops up. Okay. You may not have a marketing background. I didn't have a marketing background, so I had to hire people to teach me. Here's another thing. If you don't want to hire someone to do the work, then you can hire a coach to show you how to do the work. Then you can go do the work on your own. Okay. All right. So that's number 7 out of 10. Number 8 is the book launch. You are in charge of making it known that you have a book out in the world. That is a launch. You're going to make a big splash. This is your big opportunity to show the world, hey, this is my breakout. I'm popping out, right? This is how I'm popping out. And so it should be an extravaganza. I mean, the bigger, the better. But, you are in charge of that process. Now, once again, you can get a team to help you plan the launch. You can get somebody who is already an event planner. You can get somebody who has a venue, like if it's a library coordinator, you get them to see what they can help you with using that space and also their promotional tools. You're in charge of that. Okay? You're in charge of that. But you don't have to do it by yourself. You do need to do the homework, do the research, figure out what the launch, how to do a launch. Okay. And that's a part of my my courses. I teach how to do a book launch appropriately so that it makes money the first time. Okay. So that's number 8, launching. Number 9 is selling. Yes, you have a product. Yes. And you do have to exchange money. Okay. Give your product, collect the money. Give the product, collect the money. You need to know how to be able to do that. Otherwise, you will not be a successful author. You will not sell very many books if you don't understand how to get goods and services into people's hands and how to collect the money. You've got to have a smooth payment processing system to where people can get the money to you quickly and it can flow. And you got to have a fulfillment process so that book can get to the people and they're happy, you're happy. It's a win-win-win situation. Okay, so that's number 9, selling. And number 10, the final step, the final thing that you need to think about when you're creating your book from day 1 is branding. When you have a book, you have a business. When you have a business, you have a brand. The brand is how people experience you. What do they feel when they come into your space, right? What does your brand represent? That is what people are going to think about. And it's how you're going to get people to refer you. If they have a great experience with you at an event, or just as they're walking through your book, if you're taking them on a journey and they're excited and they're enjoying your book, they're going to tell everybody else about your book. So you want to think about that on day 1. All right, so let's do a quick overview recap of those 10 steps, 10 things the 10 pieces of the process that you want to think about when you are self-publishing. Number 1 is brainstorming. Number 2 is outlining. Number 3 is drafting. Number 4 is editing. Number 5 is revising. That includes beta testing. Number 6 is cover designing. Number 7 is marketing, which is on the back of the book. Number 8 is launching. Number 9 is selling. And number 10 is branding. That's a lot. It's a lot. You are responsible for all of those pieces. And so if you are the kind of person who's like, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. That's too much. That is why I'm here to support you. I help you with every stage of every phase and all those 10 and plus more, because there's some things on here that I just didn't include because they're extras, they're bonuses. But this is the process. This is what you go through as a self-published author. And yes, you have control. You have creative control. You've got financial control. You've got content control. You've got control of the entire flow. You've got the timetable control. You set the deadlines. It's all on you. However, it's a lot of responsibility and it can be completely overwhelming. So if you're the kind of person who's like, you know what, I want to do this, but I'm not going to do all of that, all those 10 steps. And I know I need support. And I'm ready. Not only do I need support, but I'm actually ready to make an investment into getting the support that I need to create the best quality product possible to pay me and my family for the rest of our lives. If you're that person and you're like, you know what? I've already done my research. I've already done my homework. I've already watched a ton of your videos, LT. I already know what you're about. Let's get this train moving because I definitely want to get my book out in 2024. And this is July. So this is pretty much your last opportunity to really be able to get this done this year. Like if you don't start now, you're not going to get it done this year. You may not even get it done next year or the year after because procrastination is a real deal. And the faster you get started, the less time you sit there and give yourself an opportunity to ruminate and overthink. The more you overthink and ruminate, the less action you're taking. And so you're just staying where you are in the same spot. And that's fine. If you want to stay where you are, cool. But I attract people who are action takers, and action takers are money makers. Scared money don't make money. You got to get in it to win it. And if you know that this is your time, you know that you have a story to tell. But not only do you have a story to tell, but you have people to tell it to. Most of my clients already have an existing audience of people, but they haven't quite learned how to tap into that audience and sell a product. I teach that. Okay, many people don't know how to teach that. If you already have an audience, you're already on social media, you're already serving people at a high level, but you really just want to be able to monetize that process, your book is going to do that for you. But you have to set it up the right way from the beginning. And then you can reap the benefits on the back end, okay, on the other side of the mountain, right? You've got to push the boulder up the hill, and it's hard. It's a challenge. You got to push it up the hill. But sweetheart, when you get to the top and you get to see that boulder roll down, it's a beautiful, pretty picture. And that's what I want for you. I want for you to be sitting in the seat that you've always wanted to sit in, teaching and sharing and speaking out loud whether you're on a stage doing a keynote, or if you're on a panel, or if you could be on a podcast being interviewed by a podcaster. It doesn't matter. Imagine yourself finally doing what you said you were going to do and getting the book done. Stop talking, stop dreaming, stop waiting, stop researching and overthinking. That time is done. It's either you're going to be a yes or a no. There's no maybe, baby. It's either you're pregnant or you're not. There's no maybe, baby. There's no in between. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it, period. So if you're ready and you're like, okay, let's go. I'm ready. I got to get this done. I don't know exactly I don't know all the steps, but I just know that I need guidance. I need support, and I need to get it done. If that's you, I want you to send me a direct message that says the word book, and I will send you a link to book a call with me. There is an application process. You will fill out all the questions. Don't leave any blanks. Otherwise, I will send it back to you incomplete. I told you I'm a teacher, so I'm going to give you some homework. But the homework is going to pay your bills. Okay? All the homework that I assign is the homework that's going to teach you the skills to pay your bills. I give very practical assignments. I don't just give busy work and fluffy fluff. We don't do none of that. We don't do no Mickey Mousing, and we don't do no fluffing. It's all business. So send me a direct message that says the word book. I will send you the application so you can get on my calendar. We will set up an interview where we can sit down and have a conversation about whether or not this is going to be a good program for you. Okay? We will sit down and have a conversation to see, am I the person to support you? And if not, I will gladly send you on your way to go work with someone who can. Okay? All right, so that's it. That's all I wanted to teach you today about Self-Publishing 101. This is definitely a process that is empowering authors to take control of their lives, their books, their businesses, their brands, their money, right? But it is also a process that is going to stretch you and challenge you and absolutely make you want to give up sometimes because it's a lot. But anything that's worth it is going to challenge you. It's going to make you pray. It's going to get you to use all your resources and ask for help. And it's going to be well worth it in the end. Because we know hard work pays off. And we know that booked and busy is good, but productive is much better. Okay? So I will see you in my direct messages talking about your book and how I can help you succeed with that. All right. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.